Hey guys, Karrrisa the Destroyer here. Today I'm going to be reviewing yet another Bluster-centric episode. This time it'll be the 16th episode, Bluster's Sail Apestravaganza. Now, other than the title being a bad pun, the best part of this episode is that you get to watch Cranky get sent around Congo Bongo for 23 minutes. This episode introduces itself with a stylized ad from Bluster Kong. I really like this ad except for the fact that I have no idea what his last line is. Carol seemingly shares the opinion on local car dealership ads. They are bad. After Clump reveals that the secret weapon is ready to be tested with Krusha, he can't find him, because Krusha is still watching his favorite TV show. This gives Carol the idea to use television to take over Congo Bongo. If someone told me the dictator was to assume power using media, I would think of a concept such as influencing the people. However, this isn't utilized at all. Instead, Carol merely films himself taking the crystal coconut, so this scheme is much more accurately a Boonk Gang Instagram video than it is a scheme, in the fact that he's just recording a crime.
Let me see. You can take it off from me? I probably don't even need to get it sized or nothing like that. Might I hold it?
Yeah, sure.
Whole gang, whole lot of gangs. Oh, run off with the diamonds in the bitch in the mall, know what I'm saying? In the mall, know what I'm saying? Got 100K right now, you know what I'm saying? Whole lot of.
Overall, his scheme in this episode makes no sense other than the use of the secret weapon. The only thing that his scheme does is further the theme of television. And a better way that this could have been done was to be having some sort of advertisement for some sort of event that would keep Cranky away from the crystal coconut temporarily. Over at Bluster Bearworks, Bluster reveals that the ad was not successful, so Candy suggests that he incorporates a celebrity, such as Cranky. This begs the question of who this ad is targeted towards. We know that there are very likely not any other apes on the island, at least not that have been seen or mentioned. It's also safe to assume that Funky Kong is not Bluster's only client, otherwise he would likely be out of business. So as a result, to individuals of other areas, it looks like there's some sort of a random old person on television telling you to buy barrels, and to Funky Kong, it looks like his friend's dad is telling him to buy barrels while he is kidnapped. Just what was Candy Kong thinking with this entire ad? Bluster Kong threatens her job if she messes this up, but he also offers her a promotion if she succeeds. DK arrives and inquires about Cranky being in this commercial. Candy goes into a confident solo about how great she is. It's really pretty average, but the singing is alright.
Forget about the middle, take me to the top, cause I finally arrived. Watch out down below, I'm a wheeling and a dealing like a CEO.
Over at Cranky's, another extremely questionable event happens. On the TV, there is an ad for some Congo Bongo Rockorama for elders or something like that, and this excites Cranky greatly. Where this event is and who is hosting it, we will never know. Cranky's air guitar session ends when he gets the wind knocked out of him by DK throwing the door open. Pursuing is yet another great scene in which Dixie protects the crystal coconut from K. Rool on live television. Crush's broadcast gets interrupted by K. Rool, which does make me inclined to believe that there is only one TV channel on Congo Bongo, a channel that goes to the highest bidder, or maybe K. Rool just hacked into the Uncle Swampy show. Either is great. Bluster's frustration builds when Candy can't find Cranky. Meanwhile, Funky's having an excellent conversation with the sleeping Cranky.
I couldn't agree more, really, dude. Like I always say, if you're too zoned to glide, then glide the zone.
He also makes a reference to being high because his Rasta symbolism on his flip-flops was not clear, apparently. So Candy stops DK and Diddy in the jungle and for once is actually rationally upset at the main duo, who look for more excuses of where Cranky is. While many aspects of this episode are funny intentionally, others are unintentionally funny, such as the fact that Cranky can get the wind knocked out of him, and characters in the series can die. However, Cranky is not dying despite all the hits he is taking. Another part of unintentional comedy of this episode is the fact that they just use a PNG for Clump's binoculars, which he uses to view the crystal coconuts. Code talk of the situation is met with frustration from K. Rool. Cranky falls into the secret weapon somehow, so Plump gets rid of him by launching him all the way to Bluster's barrel. Cranky is turned into a barrel, and DK and Diddy chase this barrel but are stopped by Candy. For some reason, both DK and Diddy do nothing to obtain the barrel so it lifts off. Naturally, she breaks into a song about,
If you are what you ain't, then you're not where you're at, then you know you've gone too far.
I guess. Honestly, I am still confused as to what this song entirely means, but what I do know is that it's below average. Throughout this episode, DK shows guilt for his actions, and this is ultimately culminated in him apologizing to Candy over his secrecy. This is the kind of simple character arc that really makes an episode, as opposed to Donkey Kong making stupid decisions. DK and D chase after the rocket and the barrel copter. All the while, the rocket dispenses the barrels while in midair. So that's how the United States Postal Service does it. Cranky's barrel rolls to K. Rool's mines where Crusha is. DK also lands in there as they followed it, and he throws the barrel all the way through the jungle towards Bluster. It miraculously does not hit any trees, seemingly. All the while, the secret weapon gets stopped by means of Dixie Kong closing the door to Cranky's cabin. This sends Clump flying back into K. Rool, sending them off the footbridge. This episode ultimately ends with Cranky delivering a final commercial, which is pretty funny. Candy also receives a promotion for merely getting Cranky to do the commercial instead of looking at the results of the commercial, which is in contrast to how he reacted to the commercial earlier in the episode. The comedy of this episode is almost always executed very well, though only some of the parts of it, such as Funky Kong's dialogue, are effective to me. I would imagine that some of the other parts of comedy in this episode could get a laugh out of a younger audience. In the very least, most of the dialogue in this episode is very well written and charming. Although K. Rool's whining could serve to be toned down to only one scene maybe, I really did not expect this episode to work as much as it did, but really it has minimal flaws other than things such as the animation, which are inevitable in the first two seasons. As I can only say so much in the summary of my episodes, and I cannot fully encapsulate the essence of an episode in one video, I'll leave a link to this episode in the description. Another thing this episode does right is its usage of characters. Almost every character in this episode is completely enjoyable. Even Candy Kong is not that bad in this episode, with her worst part being the songs, which aren't that shabby. This is probably Candy Kong's best episode in the series, as she is often, in my opinion, the worst part of many episodes. The show uses almost all of its characters in this episode in a way that's just harmonic, really. And that will result in me placing this episode above Barrel Barrel at the top of my list, and I expect it to remain up there for quite a while. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you don't mind, please leave a like and subscribe if you like this content, and my Discord and Twitter links are in the description. There will be a poll on my Discord for the next video, which I'll be reviewing, so make sure to join there.